So this is the show. If you have not been with us on Twitch before, this is the show where every Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I help you figure out how to build your business around video and use video marketing to build massive audiences, massive attention, give massive value so that you get massive amounts of customers, people buying from you, leads, whatever it is that you want. So if anybody has a question at any time, hey, happy first day of June. What's up? Man, I love TikTok. You guys are awesome. TikTok gets the they don't get the like fancy version because you can't stream to TikTok, so they don't see the fishes behind me. They see the green screen. Hey, what's going on? What's on your green screen on the other live, says Zaina. Is it Zaina or Kareem? It's fishes. I have an aquarium behind me. I know. I think it's kind of fancy. If you want your chat to show up on the screen here, on the live, you're gonna have to go to twitch.tv/MattJohnstonVideo. I'd love you to join me there. Twitch is the best place, hands down. Look at this, so funny that this disappears in the live stream. Twitch is the #1 place to go live and build a live streaming audience. But I just want to bring the value to more people. So if you want to interact, hit me up on Twitch, join and follow me, and then you can get in there and you can chat with me there. Otherwise, you can sort of listen along. Video coffee. So I always have coffee. Video, coffee, repeat. We've got a guest in the second half of the show, like we always do. Phone guest with an entrepreneur. We'll talk to them about. Whoa. We'll talk to TikTok just on my phone here. Hey, hello from Ohio. I'm here in Allentown, PA. So we'll talk. We'll go to a guest in the second half of the show. But first half of the show here, we are rocking and rolling, talking to you about probably the biggest question that everybody always has when they're trying to build a business around video. And that question is, what platforms should I be on and which platforms should I concentrate on? And everybody always feels like they can only do one, and there's a lot of bad advice out there. And so let me just get this down right from the beginning. Let me just throw this down right from the beginning. You should be everywhere. Like if you want to build your personal brand, you should 100% be everywhere. Because you're going to hit different segments of your audience in different places. And even if you're hitting the same segment of your audience, it doesn't matter. You want to be able to be omnipresent. You want them to see you everywhere they go and give them value every single place that they go so that they will, buy from you and all of that, right? Because that's what you want to do. That's true. I'm loving the engagement on TikTok. I suppose if you wanted to chat, you could on TikTok as well. TikTok has chat here too, but it just won't show up on the screen. All right. Okay. So, listen, you have to be everywhere. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go nuts everywhere. So there's a lot of bad advice out there, and a lot of this bad advice around how to be an entrepreneur, an online business, and do video is that, listen, just pick one that you're best at and just go for it and ignore the other ones so that you have focus. I fundamentally disagree with this. I think that it's crap, and I think that you need to be everywhere for all the reasons that I said. I don't go hard on Instagram, but I'm there. I don't go hard on LinkedIn right now, but I'm there. And I create content on all of these platforms on a daily basis. But still, I'm doing a lot of repurposing. So the best thing that you can do is figure out how to... You have a question? Yeah, hit me up with a question, TikTok. Fight for the creator. I got you. Hit me up with a question. So you need to be everywhere. If you want to know where to focus on, hey Kate, how's it going? I know, we're everywhere now. I'm losing my train of thought because I have chats here. I've got chats on TikTok. I've got all this stuff going on. If you're on Facebook chatting with me, I won't see you. You've got to go on to twitch.tv/Matt Johnston in video. Or you can go on to TikTok. What's up, Abigail? Oh, man. Fight for the Creator says he has a question. Okay, hit me up. Bump. Bad advice is that you just focus on one platform because then you're not everywhere. So you need to figure out how to repurpose. And what I recommend doing is taking two things. Oh, you tell the green screen, right? You want to take two things into account when you're trying to figure out which platforms to focus on and then repurpose content from. So think of it like a fire hose, right? Or that's a bad idea. It's more like, it's kind of like a fire hose. So you start it from one place. There's one source, but then it gets blasted everywhere, and it's the same water. Is this a good metaphor? I'm not sure if this is a good metaphor, but that's how you should think about this stuff. Oh, I'm glad you're reading the book, Abigail. That's awesome. Thank you for reading. A lot of energy in the room here. We got all sorts of cool stuff going on. Yeah, one source then blasted everywhere. So you decide what that is for you. So that could be where your target audience spends most of their time, for example, and that could be your source. You could choose that as your source and then repurpose. The other thing that you could do is you could choose the one that just seems like it's the best fit for you. So if you're a YouTube creator and what you want to really focus on is YouTube, but you listen to Matt and Matt says you need to be everywhere, so you need to repurpose, then you decide on YouTube, with your YouTube content, how you're going to repurpose that YouTube content. I actually start with YouTube as my main source, and then I'll cut up my 10-minute YouTube videos into smaller short clips that I'll blast all over Facebook, Instagram, a little bit of TikTok, Twitter, and everywhere else except Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat, unfortunately. Man, you guys are so nice. I love you. So you have to decide what your source is. So you decide what your source is based on your strengths. You decide what your source, so if your strength is TikTok, go ahead and repurpose on TikTok. I do it all the time. In fact, here's how I repurpose TikTok. Because I actually do, and this goes into the third thing that you can consider when you're deciding which platforms to focus on. I'm all in on TikTok right now, so I use TikTok as my source. I do it on YouTube too a little bit, but I've actually moved to doing it more on TikTok. Get my granola bar wrapper out of the way. I do it more on TikTok. So what I do with TikTok, because it gives you that 9:16, so I'll record a TikTok, and in order to blast it out to the other platforms, the first thing that I will do is so when you're going to post your TikTok, there's a little toggle there that says save to device. So you have that save to device toggle turned to green, and then you post, and then it'll automatically save into your camera roll. Then what I do is I have the Video Shop app on my phone. Highly recommend Video Shop. It's my favorite iPhone video editor. So I have the Video Shop app on my phone. And that app really makes it easy for you to resize video content. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly go into Video Shop. I'll start a new project, and then I will just import it, click that resize button, and then click 1x1 square. And what that'll do then is it'll end up putting it in, I don't know how to describe it, but it'll put it in this is not a good, because this is actually a rectangle. But it'll look kind of like this, right? It'll look like a video on top of a background. So then you make that background whatever color you want. I usually change it to green because that's my brand color, and my favorite color is green. There's a green, it's green behind me. Can you tell? You guys can tell. You guys can't tell. So I'll make it green, and then it'll be square, and all of this takes under a minute. And then I'll just click save I'll click export, save to camera roll, boom. I use Buffer to schedule my social media posts and to blast stuff out to all my different platforms. And then I'll just literally upload it there. I'll go click, 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 click into all of those spots so that it goes to all the platforms like LinkedIn, everywhere on Facebook, all the groups, all the pages, all that stuff. And then I'll just blast it out with a caption. And that's how I repurpose TikTok content. I mean, you could share a 9:16, but a couple things will happen. If you have a business Instagram, it will get mad at you and it'll tell you that it can't do it because it's not the right size. So you have to sort of change it into 1:1 first in order for Instagram to accept it. Otherwise, you have to post it manually. That's just sort of how it works. Instagram has a lot of rules around third-party schedulers. Yeah. So that's how I repurpose TikToks. I don't concentrate on Facebook. I think that Facebook is honestly the worst platform to be concentrating on right now, like by far, like far and away. Like stay away from Facebook. Those of you watching me on TikTok are like, okay, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a question. Go ahead, hit me up. Like Facebook is useless. Like those of you on TikTok, like you don't even have a Facebook probably. Chances are. And then those of you who are on Facebook know that it's like, oh, thank you for I know I love the background, right? Sometimes it's distracting to have video backgrounds, but I kind of dig it. Those of you who are on Facebook, you've basically given up on growing it, and you know that it's like pay to play. So at this point, it's just basically vanity. Oh, you're not gonna ask me a video question. You're gonna ask me like some question, like just like a trolley question. Divide 30 by half and add 10. Isn't that 25? I have a feeling that I'm getting tricked. So anyway, that's what you do. Don't concentrate on Facebook. You can concentrate on Instagram. That's fine. But again, it's so hard to get seen on Instagram. Oh my gosh. I mean, you can certainly employ a hashtag strategy, and there's great resources out there like Flick to really dive into your hashtag strategy. But honestly, it's just so slow to grow on Instagram. It's not even easy to buy it, right? Like on Facebook, at least, you can run a like campaign and you can work it out. On Instagram, you have to be really strategic about it, right? And then it's just vanity metrics, so it's strange. So anyway, that's what so you can decide on what you're best at, what your strengths are. Or you can do what I do, which is focusing on where the opportunity is. And I use that as my source, and then I repurpose from there. And that opportunity changes over time. When I was running video programs at Business Insider, New York Magazine, and all these places, Facebook was in its prime. So since Facebook was in its prime, that was the source. And we would repurpose to Instagram, Instagram stories, and maybe a little bit on other platforms. They would definitely get tweeted out, but largely we didn't do a whole lot of other stuff there, right? I wasn't in charge of everything there. I was running the video program. I was doing all the video. And then the social stuff would go from another source. But then, but we would repurpose them for Instagram. We would make specific versions that were 1:1 and under 60 seconds for Instagram. Not a lot has changed since then, huh? Interesting. But now Facebook is dead as far as organic growth. Like, forget about it. It's over. Instagram is basically dead when it comes to organic growth. Forget it. It's over. So I'm focusing. I mean, Snapchat, at least right now, is basically dead as a public distribution platform. Incredibly hard. I mean, it's always been hard to grow on Snapchat just because of their specific model. But ever since Instagram stories stole away their core UI and their core I don't even know what you'd call it, like their core, like their whole business. They basically stole their entire USB, which I don't want to say they stole it, but I mean, come on, like Snapchat did stories, Instagram took stories. Now everybody's doing Instagram stories and nobody's doing Snapchat stories. I know that a lot of you Gen Zers listening do still do a ton of Snapchatting, but you're often doing them back and forth, right? Like you're not as much, it's more of a private platform, which I understand. But for marketing, we have to figure out how to get these public platforms, and you can funnel people down into the private, but it's tough. So now I'm just focusing hardcore on TikTok. You could make a huge argument to also go all in on LinkedIn. LinkedIn organic growth is really, really great right now. I think for me, LinkedIn is it. I'm feeding it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm feeding it. Like, I try to post daily on every single platform, and I do a video a day on every platform. And I'll definitely repurpose my TikToks to LinkedIn. I'll repurpose all of my other stuff. I usually cut up these VCRs, or I have my team cut up these VCRs from Monday mornings and put little clips out on across all platforms. And LinkedIn is definitely included in there. The thing is, like, LinkedIn, for all of the great organic growth there is now, it takes a ton of effort to really move in to really move into, you know, like optimizing for the platform, because I see people getting crazy amounts of engagement on their content on LinkedIn. It doesn't have to be video. Crazy amounts of engagement, but I know that they're doing other things. Like they're going in the back end and commenting on other people's stuff like crazy, like they're building this huge community. And I'm all about hard work. I'm all about it. But man, I just cannot find the time to go and do that on LinkedIn right now. And maybe that's something I need to delegate out somehow. I don't know. I do want to figure out how to grow on LinkedIn. If I had a built-in LinkedIn audience, like more, hey, what's going on, Mandy? If I had a built-in LinkedIn audience, maybe I would be more hardcore there. And I'm all about doing more native stuff. And I do see that reach is better, but engagement is kind of hit or miss, right? And I think just the fact that LinkedIn has been around for so long and I can already do so much more to interact with my community on TikTok. Like, for example, I'm live with you guys here now. I still have an application like sitting in LinkedIn's wherever, like to use their live platform. It's really hard to be able to go live on LinkedIn. I can't do it yet. I'd love to do it, but I can't do it yet. You can't schedule videos to go out on LinkedIn as VOD, like recorded, like video, like recorded videos. You can schedule them, but what you'll see happens is that when you go to LinkedIn and then you go to the LinkedIn beta is not very good. Yeah, I'm not surprised. When you go into like actually publish it and then you go to LinkedIn, you'll see that it actually is a link to the video. It doesn't post native videos. So there's just like these weird API things there. So you can't really schedule videos on LinkedIn because obviously it's going to highly favor the native video content in the feed because it wants you to stay on the platform, yet you can't use a scheduler to do that. So LinkedIn is just one of these things where I'm like, okay, well, I guess I just gotta like directly, just like TikTok, like directly go to the platform and like directly, yeah, no, you are welcome. You are welcome for the Lauren Otori. So nice to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I hear you. Lots of bugs. Yeah, I'd be happy just to do it, just so that I could click the box to have this screen go out there, like if nothing else. So that's the issue that I have. So find your source, right? So for me now, it is TikTok. Because I create so much content, I also have YouTube there as a piece, and sometimes I switch back and forth. So right now I'm in a bit of a YouTube lull, but I'm looking at kicking that up into gear in June. I have a couple of like really big June goals. Maybe I'll share them with you in a bit here. My content creation goals for June, but now I use this. So I go live every Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on Twitch. And today I'm like multitasking everywhere so that I can get people as much value as humanly possible. But this is my faucet now, right? Or this is my source. So I use VCR as my source, and my team will go through this video that you're watching right now, and they will go and slice it up into like 7 to 10 other videos for like a week's worth of content. And so that's how I work currently. What I want to do, what I'm going to move into in June, is going after more YouTube video content. Obviously I'm going to keep doing this. I'm never going to stop doing this. I say never, not anytime soon. Going to do these Monday morning lives at 10:30. And then repurpose this, so I'll have massive amounts of content. Then it's just about moving the resources over to be able to like slice all of this content up. So if you just joined me, my answer to what platform to focus on, what platform should you be on, is all of them. There is no answer. However, you do need to pick a source based on what you can do, and then come up with a content repurposing strategy on your video content across the board. And I highly recommend, this is my whole strategy for everything, find a way to shoot longer form content and then turn that longer form content into thank you Mandy. Turn that longer form content into short form content by just slicing it up. My team does this now, but back when I used to do it, I would literally just chunk the entire thing. Hey, what's up, Carol? I used to put the entire thing in Premiere. I would just import the whole video, the whole like whatever it is. Let's say it was like a VCR episode. I'd put the whole hour in Premiere, and then I would just go listen to it and just mark in and out points, and then just export, like in and out and export, in and out and export, in and out and export. And then just slice it into content, export it. And then because Facebook and Instagram, you still need, like, it's still that like one by one, the bars work really well, burned in subtitles, because still 80% of people are watching your videos without sound on Facebook and Instagram. And really the same thing goes for LinkedIn. So I'll create the same type of stuff for LinkedIn. And so after that, like, would you create an intro, outro for each clip? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll go into that in a second. Great question, Carol. So then I'll put it into ClipScribe, which I bought when it was on. I don't know how much it is now. It was only like $40 for a year when I got it, because I was an early adopter. I'm an early adopter on everything. Look at me. I'm live on Twitch. Do you know any other entrepreneurs that are live on Twitch consistently? Maybe you on TikTok do. So that's how I do it. So Carol, would you create an intro? So listen, Carol, you got to read my book. In fact, I think that there's a line in the book. Where are my books? Oh, I finally got all my stuff out of my, oh wow, it's getting keyed out. So there's a line in my book. I don't remember where it is now. I gotta find it. But it's basically, it says something like, if you start your videos on social media with with a logo intro animation or something, I'll come to your house and smash your computer or something. I don't know what the line is. But literally, because remember, the whole book is about the hero system. Hook, empathy, emotion, and what's wrong with me? I'm mixing my systems. Hook, empathy, response, and over deliver. And the hook is so important. You only have a couple of seconds to grab people. So if you're doing an intro, like, people are just like, especially on TikTok, forget about it. I mean, it's just like, you have to really stop their thumbs. But the same thing is true on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. It's the same thing. You have to actually like really hook them in. You have to really, really draw them in. Yeah, absolutely, Carol. So happy to have you here. Happy to have you in the TikTok group. Glad we're TikTok friends. I've been noticing your stuff out there. You are killing it. You are killing it. Love it. What Carol's doing is she's just putting it all out there, aren't you, Carol? You're just like creating. I'm telling you, if there is one secret to crushing it when it comes to video content online, it's post constantly. Done is better than perfect. Never stop. Go. Throw it up. test everything, blam, 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 blam. I'm going to set some really ambitious TikTok goals for myself. When I first started June, I was thinking it's June 1st today. I was thinking maybe I would do, I was thinking that maybe I would do like 5 TikToks a day. I still might do 5 TikToks a day. So I got to think. I'm going to give myself the rest of the day to decide if I really want to do 5. I know I put up a TikTok that said I would do 5, so maybe I should just commit to that. But anyway, I go through all of this, and it's a lot of content, of course, but I have a whole system in we go through it in the TikTok course, where it's just like all of this problem solution, story idea generation simulator that we have, and everything else. Yeah, Kate, for sure. Yeah, Carol's killing it. You should follow her. She's all over it, just putting everything up all the time. So awesome. I have a million ways. Like in the TikTok course is the only place where I have the problem solution methodology, which I think is a great methodology, especially for like specific business. But then in the book here, I go through the seed system. I have a secondary way of generating tons of story ideas as well through the seed system and through the lifestyle map and my reverse Google hack. So these are all great ways to come up with tons and tons and tons of awesome story ideas. How are you guys liking the fish? Are you digging the aquarium? TikTok can't see the aquarium. I feel bad. Do you want to see what it looks like? There you go. That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing. I kind of like so I don't know what it is with you. Do you have like a thing? Does anybody have like a thing where it's like there's that one type of thing that comes into your mind and just makes you feel at ease? So for me, hey, what's up, Jacqueline? Good to see you. For me, it's water. I mean, I love the ocean. All my Zoom backgrounds are like these videos of like ocean waves, because for me, like the ocean is like this place of like serenity for me. Like there's just something so large about it, and the tide and the waves. It's just like this force that is so huge, like so much bigger than anything that we could possibly imagine. That's just rolling it in like this huge living machine, So there's just something amazing about it, and I love just standing on the ocean and letting the waves just sort of come up to my feet and then recede, and there's just something peaceful about that. And it's like this heartbeat of the ocean. It just really like makes me feel calm, and cortisol will kill you. So anytime you can find a way to specifically relieve your stress, I mean, that's wonderful. Also, things like this aquarium it's just serene, right? Underwater, everything is just a little bit more chill, right? Just a little bit calmer. You can't really hear anything in the ocean. It's just kind of doing your thing. It's simple, I don't know. There's just something about it. So maybe next week we'll do a beach. I'm kind of digging this aquarium vibe. Anybody have any other questions? If not, we'll move into our guest for today. As always, we always have nice. Oh, by the way, let me mention this right now. We live TikTok webinar Wednesday night. So that is June 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I am live on, I'm going to be live webinar on TikTok. I'm going to teach you how to crush it using the hero system. Teach you my monetization strategy. I'm going to teach you how I hack the algorithm, like all those amazing things. I'm on way too many platforms right now to like give you one link to like sign up, but there's like a link to sign up to see the webinar. So if you want it, leave a comment, and like somebody on my team or me will get to it later today, and we'll send you the link to sign up. But at least mark it on your calendar now. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will be live. giving you all my TikTok secrets. I love it. I love it. This is definitely the biggest audience I've had just because I'm everywhere. Why not? I love it. Too bad LinkedIn won't let me stream. I'd be on LinkedIn too. Jeez. Freaking crazy, man. Freaking crazy. All right. All right, so let's bring on our guest here. Who do we have here today? Kate Hahn. Kate Hahn, amazing young woman who helps me produce all of these things. We've got Nishan here, entrepreneur, a mind-body eating coach. Interested to see what she's doing, how she thinks about content. Let's see if we can get her on. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. One of the big things that I'm going to be doing like crazy here in June is like really committing to like eat well. You know, like I'm just like, I just really want to do that. I really want to do that. And I know that a lot of that comes down to willpower. And I'm telling you, I'm going to share this. I have a free TikTok group. Make sure you join if you're not in it on Facebook. TikTok Viral Recipes, it's called. But Julie Smith, Dr. Julie Smith, if you're not following her on TikTok, you have to follow her. I mean, I've been talking about her forever because she's so great on TikTok. I want to get her on the podcast one of these days. If you guys don't know me, I'm on the Video Marketing Podcast. I have a podcast. Hello, comes out Friday mornings. It's awesome, I think, maybe. But Dr. Julie Smith is amazing. And she had this great video yesterday on tips for like willpower. And it's just like, this is why I love TikTok, man. Like what she's able to do in like 45 to 60 seconds in that video is going to change my life. You know, these like mindset hacks around it, you know? I mean, it's just so cool. I have to look it up, but it's just like brilliant. So anyway, look up that video, find that video, Dr. Julie Smith. She is just awesome. All right, let's see if we can bring on Nishan here. I don't know if I can get her on right now. What is up? Man, I'm loving it. I can't see when you have a username that's that long, it's hard to call you out. I'm going to do it anyway, though. What's up, JS4JS486753009? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm trying to figure out how to FaceTime audio, not from my phone. Oh, there we go. Calls from iPhone. All right, let's try it. Let's try it now. We call over Wi-Fi. Hooked on a feeling. I'm high and believing. I don't know. Maybe we can get her on Zoom. I'll see if we can get her on Zoom. So anyway, I'll go back to we'll go back to a little bit about figuring out what platform to be on. See if Kate can figure it out. Can't get her on FaceTime audio. Let's try Zoom. Engage. Boom. So we'll see if we're able to do that. Yeah, so I'm super excited for this TikTok webinar on Wednesday night. I decided that I just really wanted to just change the whole way. I mean, y'all probably know that I have a TikTok course, and I just wanted to change the way that I let people know about it. and change the way that people are building a relationship with me there. Because so many people are just so afraid of TikTok, is what I've realized. Like, they're just like terrified about it. And it baffles me a little bit, but I understand it. I mean, some people are afraid of video to begin with, and then I guess when you add that extra layer of like, people think you have to be silly on TikTok, then it's like, forget about it. But the thing is, it's just like, it's all a bunch of misconceptions about what you actually need to be doing on TikTok to be successful. And that's what drives me crazy. Because 100%, you do not need to be silly. You don't need to be funny. You don't need to dance. I've never danced. Kind of a lie. I danced once to kind of make fun of me dancing. But it was I was like algorithm hacking. It was like an algorithm hacking exercise. If you go into it, you'll see why. All this stuff works, right? Like, I know a lot of people are like, what are your sources for TikTok? And I'm just for what the algorithm favors. And I'm just like, I've experimented. I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on the platform experimenting. Like, I know what I'm doing on this. And so I've worked it into this sort of algorithm hacking thing. And so I'm excited to go over that on the webinar on Wednesday night. Hopefully you all can make it. It's gonna be pretty cool. You know me, I'm pretty chill. If you want to be on the show, by the way, you can send an email to, if you want to be on this show on Monday mornings. I always try to chat with an entrepreneur for at least a little bit of time during these shows. Shoot an email to kate@guidesocialglobal.com. and we'll get you on the show, because I love having some cool phone conversations in the second half hour of these shows after I run my mouth. But it's not just for this. That's the amazing thing. Like, let's say that 50 people watch me live during this hour. Okay, that's awesome. Like, I've got that 50 people. And I've been able to give them value. But then I can cut this up into all these little pieces of micro content. And then there's so much possibility there. It's freaking awesome. There's so much possibility. I'm able to do so much with an hour of shooting. Like, for me, when I see it, when somebody's like, oh, I have an hour of raw footage, and I'm just like, that's freaking incredible. You can turn that into 1 billion videos if you give this some real thought and really think about what you're doing, right? So I just love repurposing. So that's why my source is largely this show. I'm thinking about, maybe you guys can give me your feedback on this. Can I be? Yeah, I mean, if you want to be on the show, shoot an email to kate@guidesocialglobal.com, and just let her know what you're all about, what your deal is, and we'll see if we can get you on. So I'm kind of thinking. I'm wondering. I'm interested to get your guys' opinion. I'm thinking about making a second edition of this book where I go harder on TikTok. So largely, when I wrote this book, a lot of it I wrote in earlier and middle 2019, before I'd really got into mastering TikTok. And now, not only do I feel like super confident on the platform, obviously, and built it, but also I feel like it should be the main focus for readers, should be, or for people that are creating video in 2020, should be TikTok. And so, and it's different. It has different, and I do mention it every so often in here, and how to optimize a bit, but it's different as far as how to optimize. So I'm wondering if it's worth going through, because a lot of what this talks about, it helps you crush it on video across basically every platform but TikTok and YouTube. I don't really get into YouTube much because it's all about social video. And I don't really think about YouTube as social video. I guess it is, but I don't really think of it that way. So yeah, I'm thinking about creating a second edition of this book where we go into this more. Now I have a whole like scripting method, the breadcrumb method. I would probably have to add that as an addendum to chapter 3, perfect video script, because this scripting methodology works really, really well on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, but doesn't work on TikTok because it has to do with front loading your best stuff right at the beginning. And if you're front loading your best stuff right at the beginning on TikTok, you're just going to lose people. I mean, they're not going to watch, and it's generally meant for these like 60, this is more like 60-second type videos. On TikTok, you have to tease them more to get them in. You can't just blow everything at the beginning of the video. You have to get people to watch the whole thing because the algorithm wants people to watch all of your videos. The more of your videos that people watch, it sends a signal to those people. It sends a signal to the algorithm that you're doing really valuable stuff. So anyway, yeah, it would be kind of ambitious of me though to put a second edition of this book out, including TikTok. But I do think it's the big thing. I mean, I think that it's not next, it's here. There was this graph that came out over the weekend. I should have the team, if anybody on the team is listening to this, we should write a blog on this today and blast it out. I came across this chart over the weekend, which is just crazy about the rise of TikTok. Let me see if I can find it here. And it's just like it shows how much faster TikTok has grown compared to other platforms. Yeah, and we can just, how do I get off? Boop. Let me see if I can bring this in. Why don't I just bring you right into my, I'm going to bring you right into my Facebook here. Let's see. Web browser. Let's see. Turn that on. Window capture. And we'll go to... Let's see. There we go. Here we go. All right, so let me see if I can find this here. So where was it? This is my company LinkedIn. I know we put it that. I know that I posted it there. My company Facebook page. There it is. Look at this graph, you guys. This graph is nuts. See where it is in this. This is a long article. Probably worth reading this article, huh? There it is. Okay. So TikTok has reached 1 billion users faster than any other social media app. That's the deal. And so basically this graph, what you can see here is that, so in about 3 years after launch, TikTok at the 1 billion users mark. So let's just say, like, if you look at the graph, it looks kind of like, hey, what's up, Sanella? If you look at the graph, it looks like TikTok hit about hit a billion users at about, let's just say 3 years in, although it looks like it's more like 2.5, but like 3 years in. Okay. WhatsApp hit a billion users about 7 years in. Instagram hit a billion users at 7 or 8 years in. Facebook hit a billion users at about 8.5 years in. Good morning. Oh, Texas. Hey, what's up, Texas? Crazy Redhead 247. What's going on? Good morning. And then Twitter has never. Twitter, Snapchat definitely are not across the billion view platform. WeChat, if you follow WeChat at all, it hit 1 billion users at about 6 or 7 years. So this is crazy. You guys, this is insane. Like, you want one graph that describes why you should be all in on TikTok right now? TikTok hit 1 billion users at the 3-year mark after launching. Whereas Instagram took 8 years. Facebook took 8 years. WeChat took 6 years. WhatsApp took 7 years. TikTok, 3 years. That's it. And the spike is insane. It hit 500 at about the we'd say about the 2-year mark or so, and it's grown another 500 million. That is, it's grown another 500 million in less than a year, which is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So some people say it's quarantine. I mean, I'm sure that does play into it. But it's not just quarantine. It's a very addictive platform when you're on it, you know? So I don't know. I just think that's super cool. I think it's awesome. It's very interesting too. Like, talk about like convincing. like what could be more convincing for this than this? I mean, it's just crazy. Really, really exciting stuff happening there. So I don't think we're going to get our guest today, which is totally fine. Technical issues just means I get to talk to you more, which means that there's more content to reproduce. But I am going to end this one a little bit early. I hope everybody is doing well. We got 5 people left online on TikTok. I hope you guys are doing well. Join me every Monday morning. I'm there every Monday morning. Facebook, we'll see you later. Twitch, we'll see you later. Who else is here? Periscope, Twitter, we will see you later. I don't know. Who else is out there? YouTube, we'll see you later. Have an amazing